Welcome to a very special Dell Music Lounge. Friends of our Dell Music Lounge, say hello on the radio.
Hey!
Yeah, see? Got a handful of folks here this afternoon. We, of course, want to thank our friends at Dell Technologies and Lone River Ranch Water who make these lounges possible. We're actually doing two lounges today. We'll have another one at 5 o'clock this afternoon with Mobley. That'll be coming from downtown. Dell Technologies has a setup downtown, and we will be broadcasting from the heart of South by Southwest. Even if you went to that lounge, you'd still have time to make it to the Germania Insurance Amphitheater tonight. That is where you will find Alt J and Portugal the Man. They share a bill. It's opening night at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. And the gentlemen of Alt J were gracious enough to spend part of, well, you almost had 2 solid days off in Austin to spend part of that time with us, and we are grateful for that. So thank you in advance, and we're going to talk more in a moment, but live on Austin City Limits Radio, this is Alt J.
This song's called Hard Drive Gold. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Give me that gold straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm 15 in my garden sleeping. My neighbor Sue is watching me from her window. Oh, mama, did you tell Sue I'm a millionaire now, baby? Trading that crypto.
3, 4.
Give me that gold. Give me that fire. Give me that gold. Give me that fire. Hot. Crying on a stranger is so very soothing. I'm outside my school. My teacher took me to one side and told me I was
Scum.
I left then Google neoliberal.
Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money.
Gold straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Non-shatter ruler, put it on the table and go brrr. Watch it shatter. Clearly, mom starts to kneel with the Audi. The next morning, he shouts from his door.
Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money.
Straight into my hard drive. Give me that gold. Straight into my hard drive, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alt J live on Austin City Limits Radio. The new album is called The Dream. That is one from it. And that tune, so there's cryptocurrency, capitalism, inequity. You're covering the bases. I should point out that during South by Southwest, I guess NFT companies are the major sponsors of a lot of things this week. They've sort of picked up the slack of a bunch of the big technology companies that couldn't do stuff in person. I don't think the NFT and cryptocurrency companies care. But does the song suggest this is all a scam? Are you in that camp, or are you in the, hey, this is an unproven future, We don't know.
I think we once said that this song proves that you don't have to really understand crypto to write a song about it. Which definitely applies to me, certainly. I think, it's kind of, we're standing on the sidelines, we're being, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, we're not really coming down on one side or the other here. I think it's just a sort of a bit of a fun song about rather a mad situation.
And your song about capitalism sounds like a giant hit.
There you go.
There's
There
that,
you go, yeah.
there's
Made
that
for
piece of
America.
irony, too. You guys have earned a reputation for technical finesse. I mean, for being the kind of band that not only has power over what you do, but are not unwilling to take it different places. But that said, chemistry is the other sort of X factor in this band. Is this album looser because it's maybe less technical and more chemistry? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we come from three very different musical backgrounds. Gus is a classical pianist and a chorister.
Yeah.
And I am a finger picker, guitarist. And then Tom is a heavy metal drummer. So we have those relationships with our instruments based on the way we grew up listening to music. And then we met each other, and we had this unique chemistry, and we were kind of at university learning new things, critical thinking. And I think we have a relationship with each other that kind of fluctuates in terms of how we relate to each other with our music. And I think each album may be a different blend of technical and chemistry. And I think it's up to the public to decide what sort of blend this is for them. It's interesting that you said that, actually. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you've said that each of these albums feels like a new beginning. But this is a band that's been on a relatively constant climb. I mean, there hasn't been a bad record that you have to reset things around. Well, maybe.
Well, it depends who you talk to.
Well, but I mean, it's been working. There's the whole, if it's don't fix what's, not broken. On the other hand, you get to feel like these are new beginnings each time.
Yeah.
I think there's certain things we never change. We've always worked with our same producer, Charlie Andrew, who's made all of our records, and we have a great relationship with him in the studio. But I think we're still, but in a way, that kind of big bang that we felt when we first did our first band practices back in Leeds, in 2008, we saw the reverberations of that are still kind of creating new creative, ideas for us, and that's a really nice thing.
Right when it was starting to happen in America, you played South by Southwest and the Austin City Limits Music Festival within a year of each other. What do you remember about those trips to town?
I remember eating, crawfish and potatoes just tipped out onto a table.
Wow.
That's what I remember.
I remember being very, very broke and walking around South by Southwest, hoping I'd bump into people from the British music industry I knew and hoping they would buy me drinks or something to eat. But it was good fun.
How different was this band then?
We were younger. Our mean weight was a lot less than it is now. I think it was. I remember being struck by just how it was this kind of like beautiful chaos going on in the city, and I was struck by how just how exciting everything was, and I think us being at the center of that was a lovely feeling, and we were kind of getting used to America in 2012. I'd never been there, and it was only a dream really to go to America, and to go to America for a reason, and to play to people that wanted to listen to us play was amazing.
How fully formed was your ambition at the time? Did you think if we follow this path, we might be playing amphitheaters and in front of 60 or 80,000 people at festivals in America? Or did you think we might be able to bite off this little piece that'll sustain us to do a run of club shows every 6 or 8 months?
I think looking back on that time, we were so overwhelmed by everything that was happening, and it was all happening quite fast. Really, we were moving up through venues in cities. let's say London, you know, we would go from sort of a 100 cap venue, 250, 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, all within the space of a year. And it was like, it just felt like we were just, at the time we were like, oh, well, I guess this is just how it goes when you're in a band. And actually, looking back on it now, I think we had no idea how lucky we really were and how well it was going for us. In terms of ambition, we've always been a creatively ambitious band. I think we always had high standards for ourselves. Even back at university, we would, you know, practice 3 times a week, and we didn't accept band members kind of like sacking off practice because they had, you know, social plans or didn't feel like it. It was like, you're there every time. But, you know, I think at the same time, we did only really expect to, at best, gain a kind of indie cult tiny status of a sort of, you know, a band who were well thought of by a very few people, and actually we never expected anything like what happened to us.
Is there a perspective shift in the last 2 years from the pandemic, and you're one of the handful of bands that have had to cancel dates in Russia and Ukraine? How much does it feel like none of this matters versus I've been sitting around for 2 years and I really want to be out there, and that there's this thing that happens with crowds and music and we can feel together? I mean, how do you balance those things?
I mean, for me, I think the writing process is incredibly important, especially in these times. It's like I don't know, it's like I've been it's lassoed my soul, and I'm sort of like, it pulls me to the desire to pick up my guitar. And yeah, certainly when you're in a pandemic and it's just, it brings the world to its knees, and all you can do is just stay at home. Within the rules of lockdown, we stayed indoors for a long time, and it was a perfect time for me to escape that through writing. And I think with Russia invading Ukraine illegally, as they are doing at this moment, it's I think that's a far more terrifying concept, one that I don't know how to approach writing, you know, in this moment, because there's a lot more at stake, and that could be quite imminent, direct, lethal, and I think you just have to hope diplomacy reigns through this time.
Do you also feel more grateful when you're standing on stage like you will tonight, looking out at that crowd? Is it different than it was 3 years ago?
Absolutely, I think it is. You know, I think it's actually really nice, because I think by the end of touring our third album, you know, we'd been doing it. We were 3 albums in, hadn't had much time off, and I think sometimes we were in the dressing room before the gig, you know, feeling a bit like, oh, I don't really feel like going on stage tonight. You know, not really feeling very excited about our job necessarily. I think now, after this, you know, the pandemic and stuff, it's like the audience are really excited and we're really excited, and it's hard to say who's happier to be there, whether it's the crowd or whether it's us, because we actually do feel, yeah, so grateful to be here. You know, even with Omicron and stuff, you know, before Christmas, it didn't even look like this tour was going to happen necessarily, and yet here we are, and here the people are still coming. You know, the rooms are full, and it's a lovely, lovely feeling. We're so happy.
All right. Well, tonight, the Germania Amphitheater, germaniaamp.com. If there are any tickets left, that's where they would be. And they have been gracious enough to spend time with us today. Once again, live on Austin City Limits Radio. This is Alt J.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Summer holiday, having fun. Happiness is between 2 buns. Feeling funky on a rolling boil. Smiles bend all over, can't control how I feel. It's just you and me now. Round up kimonos for my girls in the sun. Sending videos to friends in London. Oh, 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 oh. Strung like 7 scars, got to and from the bar. Playing my candy tangerine Telecaster. It's just you and me now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just
It's just you and me now.
Two hot arms pressing down on my face, drive out my sockets to a better place. Flashing in the dark, my luminescent tongue. Summer holiday, having fun. Ooh, 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 it's just you and me now. Just you and me now. I could undo the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could undo the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could undo the memory of the day for the rest of my life. I could undo the memory of the day for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, we're going to play you one more song. It's an old one from our first album, An Awesome Wave. We'll be playing it tonight down at the old amphitheatre, and it's a song called Tessellate. So take it away, Joe.
Okay. By chance, out of me, you're a shark and I'm swimming. My heart still thumps as I bleed, and all your friends come sniffing. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe, back to back, let's go. My love, it's very late till morning comes. Let's tessellate. Go alone, my flower. Keep alone, my love. I'll breathe stones alone, my lover. Keep alone, my heart. 3 guns, 1 goes off. One's empty, one's not looking up. 1 bird, 1 red, 1 grin. Search your graves while the camera spins. Chunks of you will sink down to seals. We'll have a rich and warning. They'll notch you up, yes, they'll notch your love away. But it's fair to say, you will still haunt me. Triangles are my favorite shape. 3 points where 2 lines meet. Toe to toe, back to back, let's go. My love, it's very late till morning comes. Let's tessellate.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Alt J live on Austin City Limits Radio. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Tonight, the Germania Insurance Amphitheater, and the new album is called The Dream. So, we again want to thank our friends at Dell Technologies, at Lone River Ranch Water. And speaking of Dell, 5 o'clock this afternoon, again, live on your radio, a special Dell Music Lounge with Mobley, coming to you from downtown, the heart of South by Southwest. You can register to be part of that audience last minute if you'd like at Dell.com.